Hello, hello. I thought I would pop on for a few minutes and just do a quick video. I know many of you are feeling a shift, not certain of what's going on. So I wanted to come on and give you my perspective and some insight that I am having toward what is happening. And first, I want to just thank those of you that have contributed to me. Um, Thank you so much because it really helps me keep everything going forward. It keeps these videos moving and all of my offerings in a forward motion. So I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate your kindness, your thoughtfulness. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So let's talk about what's happening, okay? Because I know many of you are really feeling this, and I'm getting to a place with my work where I really can't. I can't navigate the DMs as much anymore, or the emails, or even text messages, because I have so much on my plate right now. And I'm making also a lot of time to be in the higher timeline so that I can navigate what is presenting and what is coming through on all levels, so I can be present and give you the information on how to navigate and handle that on your own behalf. Okay, so I wrote a post this morning from a dream that I had woken up from yesterday morning. And I wanted to sit in that yesterday and just process through it, because we had the full moon and everything felt very peaceful, very blissful within myself. But I felt like in the collective, everything is very intensified. And so the more I tuned into that and was, you know, asking my higher self what I was tuning into, I was starting to realize that things are going to start coming to a head now. So all of this with COVID, with all of the crazy that we've been seeing, which I've tuned out of just to stay in these higher timelines so that I could be in present moment for what is unfolding and bring that information through to you. And so what I am seeing is that October is what I'm calling Red October, because it's really going to be a hot month of upheaval. So it's going to feel for some like the carpet has been pulled out from under them. A lot of revelations, a lot coming to the light that is going to be revealed, that uh, I don't know if half of humanity is ready for it. I don't even know if the people who are ready for it are really ready for it. But there's going to be a lot of information coming forward, and I'm trying to look for the right word, discovery of, who we really are and what has been taking place. So this is a very, very powerful month for these revelations to come to light. And that's what's going to happen. We're going to see a spotlight open up and things become clear. Okay. But before that can happen, I believe that we're going to see some things that are going to look um, maybe a little strange, maybe not make sense in some way, shape, or forms. And what I want to say to that is, don't get tied into anything. Okay, the worst thing that you could do right now would be to focus in on something that is presenting to you, either through the news, through social media, through what somebody is sharing with you, what's popping up in your Google feed or whatever. Don't get caught into anything. Take everything in, look at it as an observer, and don't get attached. Remember that when we have an attachment to something, there is pain and suffering, because that attachment means that is the only way we can know that thing, that someone, that situation. We don't want to stay in attachment. That's a very third dimensional way to behave, right? That's a third dimensional placement, a belief, a program, whatever you want to call it. So we don't want to go there. We want to see all things and be in flow with everything, believing that every single thing that presents for us is for our best interest, to keep us in our highest alignment so that we could be an observer of all of it without taking any of it in. Okay. So even myself with this dream that I had the other day, when I thought back of the dream, I'm like, I have to share that, because I feel like from one perspective, that a situation with me looking at my phone to call, the police, because there was chaos around me. I wasn't in the chaos. There was nothing, nobody was doing anything to me in my dream, but it was just around me, and I was going to call the police to either report it or see what was going on. And the minute I picked up my phone, all of a sudden my phone activated. I don't even know what that means, but that's what happened. It activated, and it was like somebody was talking to me, and I never even made a phone call. Like the emergency broadcasting system had come on, right? And they were giving, information. Don't panic. Everything is going to be okay. Blah blah blah. And so I thought, wow, that's very, very interesting. And my dreams have been quite interesting the last couple of months. And those of you that work with me or follow me know that there have been times, some of you know, that I've reached out to you telling you you were in my dream and told you what occurred or what you told me, good or bad, right? What was happening, good or bad, and you validated and said, yes, that's exactly what's taking place in my life right now. So I've been having this. So I feel like this is very important right now, very powerful right now. And so this dream is important because we're about to receive some kind of communication, some kind of information that's important. Now, is that going to happen today? I don't know. Is it going to happen tomorrow, next week? I don't know. I can't tell you, because that's a timeline, right? And we're all on different timelines. So we have to collectively come together to make that situation happen. And I'm thinking it's probably going to happen sometime this month. Possibly, because I know that this is the month that we're having revelations, and next month for November is going to be like putting the pieces back together of what's been broken within each individual in a collective level in humanity, right? So that broken open feeling where you feel vulnerable and wounded because of the information coming through is intense, and some of it is really hard to take in. And so if that is correct, then this is the month, and next month is going to be the month for coming together, healing the wounds, because then in December, it's almost as if ascension ends, the Great Awakening ends, and we go into these higher, much, much higher frequencies, and then start the process of really healing and integrating and shifting into 5D. And January's more intense energies, higher light energies coming in, and these frequencies we're in right now. I could tell you for myself, I am really feeling gamma and plasma tremendously, right? So gamma is intensifying our nervous system. It's amplifying the nervous system. I swapped out my eating. I'm eating more vegan. Who knew? I never thought that I would do that, but here I am. And so my body is changing and everything is changing. That's the amplification of those codes, those light frequencies that are coming in. Gamma is also the immune system. So it's amplifying our immune system and targeting the immune system. When gamma comes in, makes us feel like an ever-ready rabbit, right? We get all jittery, maybe some heart palpitations, and then we're in go, go, go mode where our intensity is heightened and we can't sleep. There's insomnia, all that kind of stuff. And then the other energy that's most potent right now is also plasma. And so plasma comes in, it makes your stomach gurgle. Some of you are experiencing, needing to go to the bathroom more often. So stomach issues, digestion issues, clearing out like Roto-Rooter. It also comes in and helps us with our expansion process, moving into our higher consciousness. So in expansion, when we go into that full expansion and our consciousness expands, we're going to heat up and feel hot, right? As if we're having a hot flash, men too. And then when we are going back inward again to go deeper, we'll go into contraction. And that feels like we're going inward, turning inward, hibernating, and your body gets cold. And then you can't get warm. You're just cold and there's nothing. Even you could throw 10,000 blankets on you and you're still not going to be warm, right? So that's the energies that are at play. Plasma comes in, it clears out what photonic light, which is living consciousness light, that does not like distortions. It does not like the dark. It wants all of that is in the dark to come to the light. It brings all these distortions to the front of your field, your electromagnetic field, brings them right out in front. And then the plasma comes and cleans them away, kind of bringing them down the drain, right? Washing them away. And so photonic light, when that happens and it's working through your body, that makes you foggy, groggy. It makes you very sleepy, makes you want to take a nap. We cannot fight that. We have to nap and lay down, because another light frequency coming in is crystalline light frequency, right? And crystalline light frequency is amplifying the crystalline light body. And so that's a whole nother type of impact on our light body and amplifications throughout our beingness. So we have to be in awareness of all of this taking place within our physical form as well as on the earth. And it's what we're living in, we're working in it, we're existing in it, right? So, and it's all happening to shift the collective consciousness, shift what's happening on the earth. Now, one of the most important things that I want to talk about today is not getting stuck in the third dimensional distortions that are playing out, okay? And so I see a lot of people out there that are very uncertain of what the 5D timeline looks like. So I wanted to clarify this, okay? And so what we have to do here first is we have to release good, bad, right or wrong. Okay, that's number one. That has to go. We have to release our attachment or connection to political parties. Forget the Democrats, forget the Republicans, let go of all of that, right? We have to let go of who we like, who we don't like, okay? And the reason for that is because, believe it or not, the timeline that we want to connect to or move with is actually the timeline that Trump is offering humanity right now, because he is literally, as he calls it, draining the swamp and clearing our path. He is straightening out our government, straightening out the financial system, healthcare, all of that stuff, right? So forget him and just look at what is being done in that context, okay, of him being that. Now, I've been asked in the past about his energy. His energy is of the light, believe it or not. You might not like him because he's got a verbose personality and he could be, abrasive in the way he is. But you have to remember something. You can hold the light and be of angelic presence and work with the galactics, which he actually is, and is very heavily protected by them to do this for humanity, to get us out from under all of this heavy weight that we've been under, all of this deep state agenda that we've been under, right? Some of you know it as the Illuminati. And so we have to look at this and we have to see it for what it is. It is another timeline that is playing out, and we can't feed that timeline, and we can't feed the 3D timeline where the other representative of the political party is, right? And that would be Biden. And so what we're seeing here is two different timelines. Those are timeline splits. One timeline wants to keep us where we've been. They don't want to release that because it's purposeful for them, right? And the other one is like, moving into a higher timeline, a higher state of being where even though you might not be able to see it right now, you will have a freedom that you've never ever experienced before ever in your life that you probably can't even fathom. Okay, so but in order to do this, now here's the key to this, right? So in order to do this, we have to look away. We can't look at what is playing out on any of those timelines, right? Nothing within the government. Don't focus on it. If you see it, I'll occasionally flip through just to see where the show is, at what point the show is, where the movie is right now. But I'm not looking at it to focus on it. And half the time people ask me questions and I'm like, I don't know what's going on because I'm not focused in it. I'm focused on holding the higher timeline, right? And so remember one thing, those individuals that feel called, that feel drawn to be in the lower timeline, to, have the arguments, to play out the riots and all of that, even those who have offered themselves up, their life, departing the earth plane through this experience, they're all doing this through the soul contract. So whatever reason that is happening, some of it is because they have just chosen to do that and hold that higher light, right? Being somebody that departed through maybe, being shot and killed during a riot, and then suddenly awareness of 7 billion people are aware of that person, and that opens not only the consciousness, the mind, but it also opens the heart center, right? That's the purpose of this. That's the soul's contract. We have to honor all souls, no matter what. We have to also honor Trump for doing what he's doing, Biden for doing what he's doing. Everybody gets honored here. There is not one person that can be left behind, and I will tell you why. The reason for that is because every single one of those people that you are encountering in all of this, I don't care who it is or where it's coming from, is an aspect of you. We are all connected in that way. We are all fractals of source. So when you look at them, they are all you. You are them. We cannot turn away from that, right? So as we're moving forward in all of this and holding this awareness, this is where we do the higher work and we let go of the judgments. Let go of the judgments. It doesn't matter. Don't get attached to outcomes. Don't get attached to the hows, the wheres, the whys. Don't get attached to any of that, okay? Let go of the judgments. If you see somebody doing something and it makes you feel very angry, that's great because it's triggering you to go deeper and clear something that you're still needing to clear, right? But we have to release the judgments because the judgments are held in 3D, 4D timeline, and we don't want to play in there anymore. These higher timelines, these higher light frequencies that we are moving to will not support judgment. We're activating these freedom codes that are coming in, that have been coming in for probably the better part of a year, maybe a year and a half, right? And we cannot not be in them. We cannot activate them. If we're not activating them, then we're not accepting and embracing our own potential for our evolution in this. We have to be in alignment with these frequencies that are coming in right now. And we have to be able to receive these freedom codes. And the freedom codes mean we have to let go of judgment. We can't do that anymore. If somebody is, saying stuff that does not resonate with you or is not in alignment, let it go. I don't care, right? We have to let that go. I hear plenty of people all day long and people in the spiritual community who don't see the 5D timeline. They are stuck on the people, the places, and the things, and they're not seeing the 5D timeline. I have no judgment to that. That's perfectly okay. We have to just allow people to figure it out for themselves, right? And obviously those of you that are tuning in here are those that are desiring to step up into that next level, to amplify your field, to ascend your consciousness into that 5D state of being, to understand and learn how to be a creator being in everything that you do, creating in each moment of your beingness. So this is the important thing right now. Everything else, let go of it, right? And like I said, if you don't feel it in your inner being and your higher self is not telling you to go out there and riot or go fight the good fight or go buy whatever, a gun, or go, protest or whatever, then don't do it and be okay. That might not be your placement. You might just need to hold the higher light. I don't feel called to any of that. I don't feel called to argue with anybody about any of that, so just hold the higher light and be okay with that. We're letting it play on as it needs to play on. Those that are involved in what we're seeing play out, they need to play that out. That's their soul contract, being engaged in that. They are going to play that out. And so what I also want to leave you with, because this is really important, is not to get attached to what you're seeing in videos that are being presented, okay? Don't get attached to a lot of that stuff, because you have to remember the bigger part of all of this that will become clear as we head deeper into next year is that this is all an illusion and we're creating it as we go. So if you're holding yourself to, oh my God, look at this, I can't believe this, this is awful, I hope this ends, I don't want to see anymore, you're focused on that, that's what you're going to get more of. So it's going to keep coming into your feed, right? So you need to shift your words, your thoughts, your actions. Thoughts equal beliefs. Beliefs equal thoughts. Your beliefs and your thoughts create your reality. So if your beliefs and your thoughts are not in alignment with the higher timeline, you're still creating in 3D, 4D. We don't want to do that anymore. We want to amplify that. So constantly adjusting, like autocorrect, for what you're thinking in your head, what your belief system is, and where you are transacting that, okay? And so remember one thing. If you don't take anything else away from this video, this is your number one most important thing. All of the beliefs that you have, I want you to double check them, because go through them like an inventory and see which of those beliefs are really your beliefs, or which of those beliefs were handed to you and are not your truth, and you're trying to operate in that belief as if it was your truth. Okay? And this is especially true for those of you that are in the spiritual community that are having trouble opening your business, getting started with your business, right? There's a lot of beliefs that are surrounding, well, who am I to do this? I don't have the knowledge. I don't have this. I'm not good enough. Who would listen to me anyway? All of that type of stuff has got to go. It's got to go. It's not serving the higher timeline. That is a belief system that was handed down to us, but generation through generation through generation. It's how we played the game in 3D. We're not doing that anymore, right? We are done with karma. We're done with the karmic loop cycle of incarnation, which means that the encapsulation that's around the earth will not keep us incarnating into the 3D timeline anymore, because that's all changing. We're ascending. We're activating the 5D timeline. We're activating 5D frequencies, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10, all the way up to 12D. It's already on the earth. It's already in the earth. We just have to believe that we can access that to access it, right? So we're the ones that need to understand that. that karmic loop cycle, that is done because we've hit that higher frequency now. We've jumped out of that loop. We've like canceled, deleted, and restored that whole thing. Okay. So we're not reincarnating into that 3D paradigm anymore. That is done. If people are stuck in 3D and they have not moved out of it and they're continuing to play that out, when they depart the earth plane, they're going to go somewhere else to do that work until they ascend their consciousness, but it won't be here on the earth because we are creating new earth in this moment. Okay. We're in each thing that we're doing, we're shifting the earth so that that frequency of the lower 3D is not going to be in our field anymore. You know, every day I wake up dreaming about rainbow pastel skies. It's amazing. And I've been seeing more rainbows and rainbows in the clouds and, you know, all these pastel colors in the clouds and at night in the skies. And it's amazing and it's beautiful. And I can't wait until what I'm seeing in my dreams shows up every single day, because you'll be amazed at what that's going to look like. It's just magical. It's pure. It's just unbelievable. So I hope this video helps you. Tune out. Remember, it's a movie. Use your discernment, use your discretion. Do not get attached. Do not get emotionally involved. All of that stuff is lower timeline. We don't want to be there anymore. We want to be in the higher timeline. We want to hold an awareness. We want to have an understanding of where we need to be, where we need to align to, okay? And I'm just going to say one more thing, because this came up in a conversation yesterday. Somebody asked me about, and I just want to add this to the back end of this. So those of you that are new to connecting with your guides or connecting with beings, and are wanting to, you know, enter into mediumship or channel or whatever, okay? Make sure that you seek out a teacher to help you do that if you have never done that before. And the reason for that is because as 3D pulls out of our fields and is being eradicated from our reality here on the earth plane, a lot of lower level entities, beings, lower level galactics in form that are not ascending, because all galactics that want to ascend are ascending their consciousness with us, but those that are not, those that are still playing out the lower timelines, that don't have our best interest at heart, are going to try to connect with you, are going to try to attach with you. Some of these lower level thought forms that some of you are having, where you're constantly hearing a voice in your head that says, don't do that. You're not good enough. You're not, you know, smart enough. Who are you to do that? Whatever. Those are lower level thought forms. Those can be attachments. Those are beings that, or your own shadow aspects that you have not healed and cleared, right? That could be connecting with you from other timelines that you have not cleared through your Akashic work in dream state, because that's where we're clearing the Akashic records right now. And so those lower level beings can attach to you. They can connect with you. So, you know, if you're connecting to a being and that being is asking you to do something that you are uncomfortable with, then tune away, because you've attached to or connected to something that is not in your highest best interest. Generally speaking, and I do know a few instances, and I mean, I can really say only like 2 or 3 instances where this has happened, but generally speaking, they will never, you know, make you better than anybody else. They will never say, oh, you're the most amazing human, we want to work with you and only you. They will never do that, okay? Because they recognize the oneness. They come from oneness. You are them and they are you. So when you connect with a galactic being, you'll feel that connection with them. They are an aspect of you. So they will never, ever put you on a pedestal and blow up your spot, making you think that you're all that. Okay, they will never do that. And number 2 is when you're connecting with them, they will never ask you to do something that makes you uncomfortable, like be their ambassador for their message. They will not do that. Okay. So if you get that, that is a no-no. So don't participate in that. Again, you know, just send them away, whatever. And then a lower level being will give you a distorted view of what's to come, right? Higher level beings will never give you a distorted view. They will focus you to the 5D timeline. They will always point you higher. Like I point you higher because it's in my frequency. It's in my field. It's my higher selves coming through, that my future self that is wanting to point you to the higher timeline, right? Your guides, your galactic connections will always point you to that higher timeline. So if someone is telling you that they're connecting to a being and the being is not giving them an understanding of who they are or what they're working with or how they're working or what their purpose is, then don't work with them. If they're coming through and they're showing you a scary picture of what's going to unfold and how there's going to be devastation, don't work with them. Okay. So that's how you know when you're connecting with somebody, whether that is for your highest best good or not. Okay. So hopefully that helps you with that. I see a lot of people channeling out there, and there's a lot of people that are channeling lower level entities, and we have to really be careful with that. Okay. I just want to say, be careful with that. Find somebody to work with, to learn how to connect in, to learn how to channel, to learn how to connect with your higher self, whether it's me or anybody else. Find somebody that you can trust, that you see their work and their work is representative of that higher 5D timeline, and work with that person. Okay. It's very, very, very important. It'll keep you safe and out of trouble. Okay. And it'll keep you pointing to that higher 5D timeline, because that's where we're headed. And as long as you're tuned into my channel, you tuned into my writings or anything else, my classes, whatever, we are going to 5D, because that's where I'm headed. So if you're tuning into me, we're all going to 5D together. Okay. I promise you that we are not going any place other than the 5D timeline. All right. So hopefully you found something in this that resonates with you. You'll come back again and join me in my next video. I'm going to try to do a couple of them instead of writing, because I feel like this is where I need to connect more. If this resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't, hit the bell. It'll let you know when I have a new video. Also, give me a thumbs up, because it bumps me up in the algorithm so that I can be seen by maybe people that need to see this. If you have somebody that needs to see this, please feel free to share this video with them. It certainly helps all of us. And if you are, have a question, or you want to make a comment, I would love to hear from you, and you could drop that below in the comment field. Okay. So I wish you a wonderful, whatever you're doing, whether it's day or night, whatever time zone you're in, because I know I have a lot of you around the globe now who are tuning in. I just want you to know that I see every single one of you. I'm so grateful when you tell me how much this works for you, helps you, because it really means a lot to me that I am able to contribute to this time in humanity when we are all needing to collectively join in unity and be one with each other, one of love and of heart-centeredness. So thank you so much. I see you, I love you, and I look forward to connecting with you the next time. All right, bye-bye.